university to build a nation. Guyana Online Academy of Learning. We'd love to give you a start. 20,000 scholarships we're offering, so you can do your part. We provide the platform, all you do is choose. You can use the comfort of your living room. The programs are completely online for you. Let's build a nation. Yeah, Guyana Online Academy of Learning. We've got a nation's future at heart.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening and welcome to this evening's newscast on Kaieteur Radio. I am Kevin Smith. Let's get to the news in detail. The world's largest companies continue to be drawn to the multi-billion-dollar business potential of Guyana's growing oil and gas resources. Not just recently, online industry publication Guyana Petroleum Digest disclosed that Frictape Net Limited, a Finnish company that designs and manufactures the world's most widely used helideck landing nets and perimeter safety nets, is in Guyana. The publication spoke with Frictape's Pablo Rivera, director for the Americas, regarding the company's business plans. Rivera highlighted that his company is globally recognized as the leading expert for the helideck nets, while adding that it already has a relationship with most of the multinationals working here, such as ExxonMobil and Hess Corporation, the leading partners in the oil-rich Stabroek Block. And moving on. Transparency International Guyana Incorporated, or TIGI, is lamenting the refusal on the part of government and oil explorer ExxonMobil to provide basic information on the local oil operations. TIGI has since publicly expressed its disappointment at the stakeholders' failure to provide the requested information in light of the fact that the oil operator would have directed further requests to the government of Guyana. And now let's tell you, days after scoring big with another successful oil discovery at the Uraru-2 well in the Stabroek Block, ExxonMobil is moving ahead with plans to drill another well, the Whiptail, during the course of this month. The intention to go ahead with the planned drilling activity for the new well was confirmed this past week, when the U.S. oil major held its earnings call for the second quarter. Chief Operating Officer Greg Hill detailed that the Stena Carron drill ship has also commenced exploration drilling at the Kobe 1 well, and that exploration well, Whiptail, is planned to be spud in May. He said too that the company plans further exploration and appraisal activities for the second half of 2021, with a total of 12 wells to be drilled. Additionally, he disclosed that key appraisal activities would be targeted in the southeastern portion of the Stabroek Block to inform future developments. And moving on, President of the Guyana Press Association, Nazima Raghubir, who recently was named the President of the Association of Caribbean Media Workers, or ACM, has stated that public officials have been using the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic to avoid media scrutiny. She revealed that there is a lack of access to public officials by the media. She also noted that it is an issue journalists are facing in several territories, since many organizations in their respective country report have lamented that the pandemic is being used by these officials to reduce their interaction with the press. This, she said, is of concern to the ACM. According to Raghubir, even though these public officials are capitalizing on the pandemic, she is encouraging journalists to not let it hamper their accessibility. And now let's tell you, even though while in opposition, the PPPC would have heavily criticized the Stabroek Block agreement signed between the former coalition government and ExxonMobil, it has refused the opportunity to renegotiate the contract now that it is in government. This is the view of General Secretary of the Guyana Trade Union Congress, Lincoln Lewis. In light of Lewis noting that many have dubbed the contract as lopsided, it must be said that it is no secret that a range of its provisions are crafted in ways that would cause Guyana to suffer value leakages to great extent. Interestingly, while Vice President Bharat Jagdeo was opposition leader, he had on many occasions lambasted the coalition for the poor deal signed with Exxon. And now let's tell you, a 20-year-old man is currently nursing 3 bullet wounds after he reportedly tried to enter a businessman's home last Sunday. According to a police report, 33-year-old Sheldon Baharali, a businessman of Settlement Northwest District Region 1, had seen the man trying to enter his home shortly after midnight. Baharali, a legal firearm holder, said that he discharged several rounds in the suspect's direction. The suspect managed to escape but was picked up by police yesterday after information surfaced that he was involved in the attempted home intrusion. According to police, when they arrived at the suspect's Bremer River home, he had 3 gunshot wounds to his arm, back, and abdomen. The man, who is currently in a stable condition, is under police guard at the Mabaruma Regional Hospital as an investigation continues. In other news, the Ministry of Public Works has set May 13, 2021 as the extended deadline for contractors' submissions in order to be pre-qualified for projects and services to the ministry for this year. In a recent notice, the ministry noted that it is inviting applications from contractors who wish to be shortlisted for the execution of work and services for the following categories. The listed categories are rehabilitation maintenance of sea defense, roads, bridges and buildings, provision of electrical air conditioner repair services, repairs on highway lights, vehicles and equipment, provision of surveying services, hire of equipment and transportation services, and weeding and cleaning provision of labor only. Contractors who wish to be pre-qualified for the aforementioned categories can visit the ministry's Facebook page for more information. It should be noted that pre-qualified and a tender for a contract are not the same. Since pre-qualification is not a form of tendering, when used, it precedes the tendering for the actual contract. And to wrap things up this evening, let's tell you that a Linden man who had confessed to killing his lover's reputed husband was slapped with a sentence of 15 years in prison. The sentence was handed down by Justice Sandil Kisoon at the Georgetown High Court on Monday. Corwin Arthur, who was initially charged with the murder of Claude de Jong, had pleaded guilty to the lesser offense of manslaughter last month. The murder indictment was presented against the 34-year-old former accused of by state prosecutor Lisa Cave. He admitted that on May 10, 2018, he unlawfully killed de Jong of South Amelia's Ward, Linden, in Region 10. According to reports, de Jong was the common-law husband of a woman who shared a secret relationship with Arthur. He stabbed de Jong several times above the body and then escaped, leaving the injured man lying in a pool of blood. And that's the news of the moment. Remember, to get the full details of these stories, pick up a copy of the Kaieteur News. And don't forget, you can catch us on the MyTuner app as well as the Radio Garden app. You can also keep up to date by liking our Facebook page at Kaieteur Radio and subscribing to our YouTube channel, Kaieteur Radio Livestream. Oh, also catch our stream at www.kaieteurnewsonline.com/radio. It is now 19 hours 9 in Ghana. Coming up next, a short presentation from the publisher of the Kaieteur News, Mr. Glenn Lal.
Guyanese, my fellow citizen, I love you all.